Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the beautiful Valley Top Tavern, which is the restaurant and function facility for the Allendale Country Club for all your golfers out there. And if you want to go and have a good time, this place is amazing. I've seen some of the food come out. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be here for sure. My man Quinn Fenno to the right of me.
Yes, sir.
The owner of 108 Stitches podcast told me this would be a great place to do it, and he was right once again. The Valley Top Tavern in Dartmouth, Massachusetts. It is the restaurant and function facility for the Allendale Country Club, man, and this place is great. I've seen some of the burgers come out. I've seen some of the pizzas, and I'll tell you what, it's making me hungry, that's for sure. We're going to get into that right after we finish. But there's 108 stitches, and there's 108 stitches in a baseball. So we're always going to lead with baseball from this show, okay? I'm joined by my man Quinn Fenno, drafted by the Boston Red Sox, my man Dana O'Connor, coach extraordinaire, and my man Brian from Boston, who's rocking the Carlton Fizz circa 1975 baseball hat on his head. Let's get to the Red Sox right away. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's face it. You could not draw up a bigger mess than the Red Sox have had to start their season. From the cheating scandal to the firing of the suspension of their manager to the interim manager, why they put interim on his head in a place like Boston still blows my mind, setting this guy up for failure. But they did it anyway, okay? And now, bad news from Chris Sale, who's going for his third opinion on whether he's going to be able to pitch or not and what type of time frame it is. I cannot remember in my lifetime a preseason and spring training that has been this fucked up. I cannot remember it, and I'm not sure anybody on this table can. Okay? Opening day, right around the corner. You can feel the temperature starting to change. This town in New England, the Red Sox and their history is so embedded in the fan base. But because of all these distractions and all these problems, do they take a step back as far as popularity and as far as influence on the New England sports culture? I'm going to give it to Quinn right now. Quinn, we talked in our production meeting. You have very, very low expectations of this Red Sox team. Explain to us why.
Well, I don't. First of all, they're not going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be a top 7 or 8 team in the American League. MLB, maybe not even the top 15.
Really?
Well, you have the Yankees, you have Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Houston,
sure,
Minnesota, Oakland, all better than the Red Sox.
They're better on paper, or they have better mojo going into the season?
With Sale, I mean, I'll get on Sale afterwards, my opinion on what's going on with him, but so they have Erod and who else as their starting pitching? They have names. They have names.
They got Erod and Evaldi.
Evaldi's going to be hurt by the Boston Marathon. There's something even wrong with his arm. They don't have any pitching. They still haven't done anything with their bullpen.
They have lost the face of the franchise in Mookie Betts.
Well, and see, here's the thing. I'm thinking, and I don't think this is ever in the history of Boston sports has this happened. I think out of the 4 major teams in Boston right now, Brian, Dana, I think they're 4th. And I'll tell you why. The Pats will always be the Pats because of the 6 Super Bowls, and I know what's going on with Brady, and it's a big question mark where he's going to go and all this. But until they start having like under 500 years, they're still going to be the Pats. The Bruins have young kids. Pasternak, they have the leading scorer in the game, goal scorer. Yeah. Celtics, Tatum, Brown.
Overachieving.
Up-and-coming team.
Great to watch, fun to watch.
Bruins have a shot to win the Stanley Cup. The Celtics, people say no. I think have a shot to go to the finals.
As I do.
The Pats are still the Pats. We won't get on that. But right now, losing the face of the franchise in Mookie Betts, I think puts the Red Sox fourth, which I don't think has ever happened in the history of sports. I don't think the Red Sox have ever been fourth when it comes to the four major sports in Boston. What do you think, Dana?
Well, I agree with Quinn wholeheartedly. You know, I think the Red Sox were in for a struggle this year. Our starting pitching is Erod, number one. If Sale's out, we're going to Evaldi, number two. Then we got a journeyman, Martin Perez, number three. We don't even have a number 4 and 5 yet. So it might be Velasquez. I mean, I don't even know if Brian Johnson's
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that is right.
Well, let me come in here, Dana, for a little bit, okay? Let me be the devil's advocate, too, because I share all of your concerns. They grabbed the new general manager from Tampa Bay, Brian. His name is what?
Chaim Bloom.
Chaim Bloom. Tampa Bay got very innovative last year with this pitching by committee type a situation that they went with, and it worked for them. Now that may be blasphemy for Red Sox fans because we have a big time bankroll. Okay, the Fenway Group is worth $6.1 billion. The Red Sox being their flagship property. Okay, but somehow we're left with this conundrum. They don't want to pay the luxury tax, but they'll bang you out for $15 a beer. They don't want to pay the luxury tax, but it's cheaper to go watch the Red Sox play in Baltimore than it is at Fenway Park, as crazy as that sounds, okay? But you see the movement in the analytic element happening in all sports, okay? All sports. Now, are we naive or maybe ignorant or so accustomed to what it's been to reject what Tampa Bay did last year? And if pitching is going to be a problem, maybe pitching by committee could possibly be the answer for this team. Now, it's out of the box thinking, okay, but so is the Houston Rockets. Not starting a guy over 6'6" in their lineup, and I believe they're 14-2 since they made that. Yeah. Yep. Analytics is taking over all sports. Okay, I am old school. Okay, I am suspect of it. However, it worked for Tampa Bay last year. Could it possibly work here for the Red Sox until we can maybe develop or get some guys healthy to have the type of pitch that we're accustomed to?
Negative.
Tell me why, Joe.
Listen, they're going to hit. They still have Benintendi. They still have Bogarts. They still have Martinez. Who am I missing? They still have Devers. Devers could be one of the best young players in the game.
He is.
He is. Yeah, you're right. They're going to hit. But they've done absolutely nothing to a staff last year that was one of the worst in baseball. To their bullpen was one of the worst in baseball. We still don't have a closer. And tell me what we're looking at this year from last year. Price is gone, who at one point might have been their best pitcher on the staff last year.
Absolutely, sure.
All right? Erod is a good pitcher. I like Erod, but Erod, it might be a 3. Yeah. He's not a 1 or he's not a 2.
In a perfect world,
he could be a 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Evaldi, like I say, is going to be hurt by the Boston Marathon. He'll have elbow problems and this, that, and everything else. And then what? We haven't done anything with the bullpen. So listen, we're going to hit. All right, Vasquez is a young, good catcher. I like Chavez, the second baseman. We're still going to hit, but we're not going to win close games. We're going to give up. We're going to hit and score 7 runs and give up 8 or 9.
They're high on Dalbec.
So, but let me ask you a question, and it's your right question, and Quinn is right on the money. Pitching and the bullpen were a clear weakness for us last year, okay? Now, let me ask you this question. How can the Boston Red Sox and John Henry, okay, in the Fenway Group, not address, is it greed? Is it ignorance? Do they still think if they play Sweet Caroline which it makes me want to puke every time I hear that whack-ass song, okay?
Awful.
Are they taking the fan base for granted and saying, we're going to give you shit this year, but you're going to eat it up, you're going to like it, you're going to pay for the $8 hot dogs, you're going to pay for the $15 beers, you're going to pay $50 a pop, and you're going to come just because we're the Boston Red Sox.
Can I grab that? I think they're totally they're taking a fan base for granted. You know, they've had a lot of success since 2004.
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
4 titles, but they're taking the fan base for granted. There's no doubt about it. We don't have starting pitching. We don't have a bullpen. Like Quinn said, we're gonna hit, but
getting back to what Quinn said, and it is the point that is overriding any of our arguments.
right.
How do we not address? How do we get worse? Remember, we are not Tampa Bay. We're not Kansas City.
I'll tell you
We're
what-
not Colorado. How do we, in a baseball god's name, how do we not address our biggest weakness?
Right. I'll tell you what. You want to have a losing season? Don't go into the season without pitching. You ain't gonna win many ball games. There's no doubt about it. You have to have pitching. You have to play a complete game. You have to have starters. You have to have middle relievers. You have to have bullpen closers. If you don't have that, then you're in trouble.
All right, David, but let me explain. Let me ask you a question, okay? To get back to the question at hand here, okay? And Brian, you jump in and could you jump in if you want.
Sure.
Why have we not addressed anything from the pitching horror show of last year?
Greed.
Tell me why, buddy.
But pure and simple. John Henry wants to be below the $208 million luxury tax threshold. He's made it a point to
Why? Is that having trouble paying his rent?
Right, no, not at all. I mean, this should not be a problem, but for whatever reason, he's decided to make it an issue. I wish he wouldn't make it an issue because, to me, if he didn't, Mookie Betts would still be here, David Price would still be here, and probably some of the big name free agent pitcher would be here, maybe a Madison Bumgarner, possibly even a Garrett Cole.
Have they won enough to get a pass on a year like this, Quinn?
Yeah, I mean, they won, 4 World Series since 2004,
So far.
right?
Yeah.
So the last 16 years, they've won 4. They just, they just need to come out and go, look, we're rebuilding. Listen, the thing about not signing Mookie Betts is, here's the other side of the story. We don't agree. Tell me one contract in the last 20 years, these big contracts, right? 10, 12 years, $200-300 million.
That
Tell me
play out on
one
a positive?
contract that's been a positive one.
No, I don't
Tell me
see-
one.
None of
So here's the other.
Manny Ramirez.
Well,
To a certain extent,
to a certain extent, but here's the thing. So people
Wanna
get
tie
mad.
that.
People get mad. Oh, Jesus, they didn't sign Mookie Betts. Jesus Christ, what's going on? We don't care. But we signed Sale, and now he's on. Looks like he's going to be on the shelf for a while. So it's almost like gambling. Who do we sign? Because there's none of these contracts. Listen, I love Mookie. I think he's a once in a lifetime player, once in a generation player. But tell me, after 10, 11, 12 years after his contract, when he's 40, how he's going to make out? Like, these contracts they're awful,
It's ridiculous.
and it puts baseball in a bind.
Okay, but somebody's going to pay him.
Well, they're guaranteed.
Someone's going to pay him.
Someone's
Yes.
going to pay him, and I'll
Someone's
tell you
gonna
right
pay him.
now, the Dodgers are going to be better.
Oh,
Because
the
they said-
Dodgers could win 110 games this year, win the World Series.
Somebody's going to pay him. Like, hey, listen, fellas, the money's obscene, but it's the free market that establishes those type of pay, those type of salaries.
And Henry doesn't want to do it.
And that killed.
The group needs. I mean, I'm thinking that they need to sell. I don't know.
Dombrowski threw some money around when he was here.
Yeah, he threw a lot of money around, and now he's golfing in Florida.
And now it's coming back to hurt us, for sure. So,
And GMs do that.
yeah.
GMs kind of come. It's not their money. They come in.
And
listen.
he has a reputation for that. But now we're stuck with Hein Bloom, who's too busy counting the beans to wonder, what's happening to this team.
Okay, but let me tell you something. What was Tampa Bay's payroll last year? Look it up right now.
It's like $52 million.
So how did they outperform the mighty Boston Red Sox?
Well, because they're young and they have
They
good
were
pitching.
smarter.
What?
They were smarter.
I mean, is the Tampa Bay way going to be the new way in Boston?
You know, if you look at their team last year, they had great pitching. Pitching wins.
So is that what the signing of the guy from Tampa? Is that what we have to look forward to in the future? Are we going to try to make money, keep salaries down, and win the way Tampa Bay did?
I'll give you a good example why Tampa right now is better than the Red Sox, and it's very simple. David Price
Moneyball.
used to play for Tampa Bay, correct?
Yep.
As a young kid. Tampa Bay didn't want to give him $30 million a year. They go to their minor league system. They get some good pitchers. David Price signs with the Sox for $30 million a year for five years or whatever it is. He's not even with the Sox anymore. So my point is, they have young talent on that team.
Sure.
We have young talent, but just not pitching, and pitching wins.
Sure.
I mean, that's a great example of David Price played for the Rays 4 years ago already. 5 years ago already.
I'm going to take a little bit of an optimistic point of view and say that 2020 might be a lost season, but when you consider that David Price's dead money is going to come off the books in 3 years.
Sox are still paying him. Sox are still paying $14 million.
Sandoval's dead money comes off the books next year. Rusney Castillo's dead money comes off the books.
They got about
next
$75
year.
million. Next you're talking next year is coming off.
As Quinn is skeptical, are they going to spend it? Are they going to reinvest in the Red Sox, or are they going to take the sheep known as Red Sox Nation and take them for granted?
No, they have to read.
Well, not only that, but I'm going to take it a step further and say, not only if they don't, not only are they taking the fan base for granted, they're taking advantage of the fan base to the point where they're having Christmas at Fenway and.
But how many real fans are left? How many Dana Connors are left? How many Brian Damarises are left? Okay.
There's a ton, but what they have to do is they have to put.
Fill up Fenway this year
They have to put the
regardless.
product on the field, and this year they just don't have it.
No, let me ask you a question. So there's more Dana Connors than some pig cat sales executive who moved to Boston from Pittsburgh and now has a nice job there and she wants to go to a game.
By far, there are
no doubt about that.
All the Super Bowls that the Pats have, all the fans that the Pats have. There is by far.
Listen,
way many more Red Sox fans than there are Celtics, Bruins, and Pats maybe put together.
It's ingrained in your childhood from the time we grew up. We heard about the Boston Red Sox. I'm a Boston Red Sox fan. I remember my first game, and I was 12 years old, going with the South End Youth Little League. And seeing Reggie Smith and Tony Oliva hit home runs in the third inning. I remember that like it was yesterday. And so that's the thing. That's ingrained in your mind.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Red Sox cut costs and cut corners like they have this year? I'm not sure I have. I am the Hurricane.
Well, not for a while. They were doing it in the 80s and stuff.
They're cutting costs.
I am the Hurricane. We are at the Valley Top Tavern. Indoor weddings and showers and engagement parties for 150 people. Outdoor wedding ceremony space, outdoor tent events for 200 people, discounted golf packages and bachelor parties. Okay.
It's hard to get.
We are here. We are live
Oh, we gotta get
at the Valley Top, and we will be back right after this.
My house and my property are the biggest investment that my husband and I have ever made. That's why, after a bad storm destroyed our deck, I called Gemini Home Improvement. They gave us a fair estimate, were professional, and most importantly, they did a great job. I highly recommend Gemini Home Improvement. If you are looking to fix your roof, vinyl siding, or decking, call Gemini Home Improvement.
Call Gemini Home Improvement at 401-309-7092. That's 401-309-7092. They make your vision come true. It's what they do. Gemini Home Improvement.
Do you want to feel radiant, beautiful, and confident? Do you want to feel 10 years younger? Come to Spa Number 5, The Face Fox, located at 580 Wood Street in Bristol, Rhode Island. From Botox fillers to laser fillers and top-of-the-line skincare, Spa Number 5 has all you need to feel beautiful again. Go to spa-5.com or visit us at 580 Wood Street in Bristol, Rhode Island. Take advantage of all our fall specials happening now. Spa Number 5, the Face Fox. Party Dress Express is your one-stop shop for a dress for any occasion. Whether it's a prom, a graduation, a special night on the town, or your wedding. Party Dress Express has over 15,000 dresses in stock and prices to fit any budget. Party Dress Express is located at the Tower Mill, 657 Quarry Street in Fall River, Mass. Open 7 days a week. Call Party Dress Express at 508-677-1575. That's 508-677-1575.
Life around here can be hard. Money's tight, unemployment's high, and sometimes opportunity seems too far away. You work hard and often. At times, you might not have the time or the energy to fight. The insurance companies in corporate America have endless resources and their pockets are full, and they don't fight fair. That's why when it comes to your legal matters, you need someone who's fought them and won over and over again. Someone who's going to take it personally, not get intimidated, not get bullied or pushed around for an early or unjust settlement. My record is proven. The results are clear. Let me and my firm fight for you when you need it most.
At Excel Recycling, we want to turn your trash into cash today. That's right, cash money immediately for your old appliances, old automobiles, metal wire, and scrap salvage. Excel has 3 locations in the South Coast. 17 Hill Road in New Bedford, 37 Charlotte White Road in Westport, and 15 Ridge Hill Road in Asona. Nobody will pay you more than Excel. At Excel Recycling, we want to turn your trash into cash. Come see us again at 17 Hill Road in New Bedford, 37 Charlotte White Road in Westport, and 15 Ridge Hill Road in Asona.
KB Glass Company can cover all your needs. Commercial, residential, storefronts, glass replacements, custom showers, and mirrors. Whether it's for your business or your home, KB Glass is your one-stop shop for all your glass needs. Call KB Glass at 508-677-7179 or 401-639-2716.
And I think last week when I did the show, that's kind of the problem I had. Is that I really want to talk this way, but it's not carrying.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Valley Top Inn at the Allendale Country Club. This place is packing up, man. I tell you what, I'm watching some of the food. You guys got to check this place out. You don't need a membership to come in here. It's open to the public. Great pub food. I've seen the burgers, the fries, the pizzas, all of it. Their hours of operations are open Wednesday through Sunday at 11 o'clock. Wednesday, $4 cheese pizzas. Thursday, $10 burgers and brews. Sunday, brunch, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Valley Top Inn. Getting back to it, we had some breaking news. Clint, some more news about Chris Sale, saying that he's not going to get the Tommy John surgery. What's your take on that?
Yeah, he's not going to get. And he went to 3 opinions. He met with Andrews last year. Andrews told him he didn't need Tommy John last year.
Correct. He said he was fine.
He was on the shelf. I don't think he threw until January. So he was on the shelf from August to January. Now he comes back this year. They say he had pneumonia. Comes back this year. He throws. He feels some tightness. He goes back to Andrews. Andrews tells him again, for the second time, you don't have Tommy John. I tell you what's wrong with Sale. He's got a dead arm. The kid's been throwing probably gas since 10 years old. He's 30. 20 years of torque and violence on his arm. Plus, he throws from the side. He doesn't come over the top.
Plus, he pitches from the
My
side.
my opinion on Sale, and Dan, you can take over right after this. My opinion on Sale is that you're never going to see him throw over 92, 93 again.
And I got to agree with Quinn there because, you know, if you watch Chris Sale pitch, you know, a normal left-hander, somebody with good mechanics, like our boy Schuster, throws over the top. He's got really good mechanics. But Chris Sale is out here, all right? So he's torquing that elbow every time he pitches. And he's been doing that, like Quinn said, since he was 10 years old. I think he might be coming to a close in his end of his career.
He went for a third opinion,
All right.
Michael,
All right.
and I'll tell you why. Because he didn't like the news that came from Andrews, and that was you don't have Tommy John. So now this kid's been throwing 97, 98, right?
Yeah.
If you remember last year, Dana and Brian,
Right.
you remember last year, he was throwing, and he was still getting people out because he's a good pitcher. But he was trying to throw the ball by people at 92, 93, and everyone's going, what the hell's wrong with Sale? And how many more curveballs and changeups was he throwing last year, in and out? He was still getting people out, you know, keeping them on their toes. But he's got a dead arm. Listen, some people it happens at 40. He doesn't have the body of Clemens or Lester, one of those big bodies.
No.
Sometimes your arm's gone at 40, 35. Listen, he's 30. Maybe his arm's done. I think he's got a dead arm.
Is there a load? One of the key buzzwords in the NBA now is load management, right? The Clippers are doing that. Oh, something to do with it. Could that be something that we might want to do with Sale? I mean, is that a viable baseball option? I mean, can we go with the load management angle? Or?
I think that's already been happening with Chris Sale. It seems like ever since we hit
Happened all last year, Brian.
and about half of the 2018 season. I mean,
Listen. After the World Series, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Sure, go right
After
ahead.
the World Series, when they won in 2018,
Yeah.
he came in to save that game. He could have ran for mayor the next day and won.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He signed for the big contract. That kid's been hurt for a long time.
I agree.
Yeah, he's been hurt since.
How many years left on that big contract?
It's a brand new extension, 5 years, 145 million.
It starts this year.
Yeah. That's the conundrum to this.
And that's all guaranteed. And so
It's not the NFL. You bet your ass it's guaranteed.
guaranteed.
Well, but if you're over the 60-day, like if he goes on an IR and it's over the 60-day, the insurance takes over. The Red Sox actually save some money.
Right.
You know, I don't know all the numbers on it, but
Right.
but bottom line is, I think he's done.
Right.
Has Chris Sale talked about this openly yet to the Boston media?
I haven't heard it.
So, Dana, if you haven't heard it,
I haven't heard it.
then he hasn't done it.
If you remember him coming out a couple of times, I mean, the kid's a competitor. He wants to go out there and throw 97, 98. He can't do it anymore. He's a competitor. If you remember a couple of times last year on EEI or Nesson or ESPN, whatever it was, do you remember, Brian, a couple of the statements after a couple of games? Hey, look, you know, this organization's paying me a lot of money. I'm just not getting it done. I mean, he did that like 3-4 times last year. He doesn't have it anymore. It just happened to him at 30 and not 38.
And I mean, the thing about it was, you know, 2017 he made 32 starts. He struck out 308. He's not going to be close to those numbers probably ever again.
Never.
It's something where either A, he's going to have to change his mechanics, or B, he's going to have to figure out another way to get hitters out.
The violence,
Because
on
the days of him throwing 97 are over.
the violence on baseball pitchers' arms.
It's amazing.
If you go watch a D1 kid or a minor league kid or a major leaguer, someone like Cole, if you watch Cole, the kid that was with the Astros is
Garrett
now with the
Cole.
Yankees. If you watch the violence when they come off the mound
Right.
with their arm, it's amazing that these kids even throw for 20 years.
Now, let me ask you a question, Quinn, before we leave this thought. There are two schools of thought. Pitch him more and get his arm in condition, or pitch him less. Where are you in that question about
That's an age-old question right there.
Yeah, well, let me get an answer. Two solid baseball guys.
We grew up with you just keep on throwing.
Throws. Right.
You just keep on throwing. You just keep on throwing. You just keep on throwing. Now they got these guys on pitch count, They rest.
Sure.
Yeah, I think the day after now they do absolutely nothing other than maybe run because pitchers need some. They always need some exercise with their legs and everything. But we always used to throw. I mean, never mind me, but my father, our fathers, they would pitch 12 innings against Durfee on a Saturday, and Sunday morning they're throwing they're playing left field and throwing people out at home.
So where are you in that alignment? The more pitching you do, the better.
You know something? I mean, I really don't know the answer to that. A lot. I think it's genetic. I really think it's genetic. Someone like Pedro Martinez, who was 100.
There's arm angles. And
I think it's genetic. I think your arm's going to go with not. I mean, Nolan Ryan would probably throw 14 innings if you let him, right? Clemens, Lester, big bodies. Pedro would have done it too. Pedro threw up until 38 years old, and he finally started going downhill. I think it's genetic. Your arm goes or it doesn't.
And I also think it's mechanics, like how you approach the game, how you pitch, how your delivery is. Like we're talking about Chris Sale. He's out here. He's talking his elbow every time he pitches. He throws the ball. Roger Clemens, straight up, over the top. Those type of pitches seem to last a lot longer. Then you get a guy like Greg Maddux, who didn't throw hard at all, but just could move the ball around through his
There's so many mechanics now that if Chris Sale takes the ball and tries to throw 97 like he has been his whole career and he can't do it, there's so many stretches, there's so many different mechanics, there's so many different coaches, there's so many different videos. The kid's arm is gone. Period.
Quinn Feddo said Sale is done.
Sale is, well, I'm not saying he's done. He can probably still come in and throw 6 innings at 91, 92, mixing the changeup and the curveball and get people out. But the 96, 97, you never will see that from Sale again. You can. What's today? March 4th?
Book it right there. You heard that right now. Chris Sale is going to be 91, 92 miles an hour for the rest of his career. My man Q.
Done.
I made that perfectly clear.
Also known as Tom Glavine.
Let's switch gears from the Red Sox a bit. Let's talk about the Yankees. Okay? The Evil Empire. They're having some problems as well, too. Brian, you want to talk about them a little bit?
Absolutely. Their pitching staff right now, they're in much the same situation as the Red Sox are. Luis Severino, he's had Tommy John surgery. He's done for the year. James Paxton, he has a back injury. He's going to be out probably the first 2 months of the season. Domingo Germán, 18-game winner last year. He got on the wrong side of the domestic violence policy of Major League Baseball, and he got an 81-game suspension, including last year's playoffs. And now he's going to be out until June 5th. So I mean, there's 3/5 of their rotation gone, and they're going to have to figure out a way, to get around it. I mean, yes, they signed Garrett Cole in the offseason. They have Masahiro Tanaka. They're also counting on this kid, Jonathan Loaiziga, who has been lights out in spring training. He's faced 15 batters in spring training. He's retired them all.
Is there any way the Red Sox could circle the wagons and shock the shit out of all of us?
Of course there is. Of course there is, because baseball is a funny game. You got to roll it out there and you got to play the game. That's the thing about baseball. Yeah. You might not have the best talent on the field.
You got to do the do.
Yeah, but you might have the best talent that day, on that day and during that game. And that's all it takes to win a ball game, somebody to come through on that day. And that's the great thing about baseball, is when you have a kid who's unknown, has a good start, gives you 5 strong, and then we go to bullpen by committee. We get a few clutch hits, and you win the game. That's baseball.
But I tell you what, that's not going to equate to the playoffs. No, they might have a couple good weeks. They might even have a good month because of their hitting, but that will not equate. That will not add up to them making the playoffs this year.
I agree with that. Long term, that's probably not the answer.
So all three of you across the board say the Red Sox do not make the playoffs.
I say no.
No.
How bad could it get?
It could get real bad. It could be, we were last place in couple of years ago, right?
Well, I mean, see, here's the thing. I don't think it can get real bad, and I'll tell you
we were
why.
last place a couple
Like
of
Brian, like Brian said, a lot of money's coming off the books after this year. Bogarts is signed long term. Devers is young. Benintendi signed. JD's a question mark. But if all that money comes off the books next year and they sign some pitchers, they can be fine next year. But this year here,
Yeah. In order for this team to pull something like that off, my comparison to that would probably be the 1977 Red Sox, where they were literally winning games 10-8, 12-11. It's going to be slugfests every night.
Freddie Little was looking
our boy Ocam was at Jackson State in '77.
I don't know. I think they're teams get better. Before we start with the baseball, there's 3 kids from New Bedford doing big things. Quinn and Dana, why don't you talk about with Jared Schuster, Matt Golder, and the other young man from Battery College?
Andrew Raposa. So I got Jared Schuster. I got Jared Schuster update. He's Jared's 2-1 now. His ERA is 4.74. He had a tough outing against Long Beach State. 19 innings pitched. He's given up 17 hits, 10 earned runs, 3 walks, and 30 strikeouts. Big start this weekend, ACC time against Louisville. So that's coming up. Matt Golder, another kid that I coached, is batting .360 for Kentucky. 1 home run, 4 ribbies. Started the last 8 games. 9 hits, 2 stolen bases. And Andrew Raposa, also, he's at Barry University. Another kid from New Bedford, played in the Whaling City Youth Baseball. Batting .404, 2 home runs, 8 doubles, 19 hits. Doing really well.
And Dana, let me ask you something. This kid Raposa, he's a stud, huh? I mean, first of all, Barry, people might say, well, it's not
Barry's
Miami,
a
it's
baseball
not
school.
Florida State. It's a baseball school. It's probably the best D2 conference in the country. I believe UTampa's in it.
Yeah.
Eckerd, St. Leo, Rollins.
It's the best D2
This kid can rake. He's been raking for years.
So he's in his 4th year now, and he's been raking for all 4 years.
So are all these people, Schuster that you say, 2nd or 3rd round projection?
Well, not according to his dad, but that's what we think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Golder?
Golder is like a phenomenal major league shortstop right now. He's a major league shortstop right now. His bat has always been the question, but he's hitting the ball very well.
He came with a home run the other day. I know that.
Nice bomb, and I'm following every game. Matty's tearing it up. He's batting .360 in the SEC. Well, they're starting the SEC. But this is big time baseball.
And there's an interesting background. He spent some time in the Dominican Republic.
He absolutely did. He went to the Dominican as a young kid, and his father. The plan was he was going to get drafted out of the Dominican as a 16-year-old. The money wasn't there. Didn't work out, and then he bounced around a little bit, and he ended up at Kentucky, and
That's the SEC. That's big time baseball.
That's
right
big time baseball. And I was lucky enough to coach Jared and Matty on the same team.
Hey, if you're to win a championship, I'm throwing you off this podcast.
We won a lot of
I'm telling you something right now. Did you win a championship?
We're in Dartmouth right now. I won the Dartmouth tournament with those guys.
No, did you win the championship in New Bedford with them?
We went to we won.
Dana, very simple question.
Yes, we won our regional and we went to North Carolina. We absolutely did.
All right. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, with two guys like that, it'd be tough not to.
And there's another kid that's playing hockey that was also on that team. A kid by the name of Max Sarve, who's playing hockey at Penn State, and he was on that team as an 11-year-old as well. As well as a former quarterback from Durfee, Jaron Vieira, and Grant Rutter's, Jared Rutter's brother Grant. Grant was a great football player at Rochester. And Brett Enos. I was loaded with 11-year-old talent.
Is that your drafting genius? Is that what it was there, Dana?
It was something, Mike.
He's got the magic touch, and so do we, and so does the Valley Top Inn. Come check this place out. Allendale Country Club, Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday, $4 cheese pizzas. Thursday, 10 burgers. Sunday brunch, 11 to 12. We'll be back right after this commercial break.
Another summer has passed, and once again your dream of having a pool in your backyard has come and gone. Right now is the time to make sure it doesn't happen again. Call Apollo Pools and Spas now and lock your date in for the pool you have always wanted. for you, your family, and friends to enjoy. Don't wait another minute. Call Matt Collins at Apollo Pools and Spas at 508-923-7381. 508-923-7381. Apollo Pools and Spas is located on Route 44, Lakeville, Mass. In today's day and age, security isn't a luxury, it's a must. That's why it's time you call Total Security Technology. Whether you're protecting your house from a break-in or package poachers, or protecting your business from vandals or thieves, Total Security Technology will help prevent the crime from happening or catch the criminal in the act with their state-of-the-art security system. Call the area's foremost security expert, Scott Bazinet, at Total Security Technology for a consult. Call Scott at 401-297-7982. That's 401-297-7982. Quality counts at Highland Fence. Highland Fence has been keeping neighbors friendly and protecting your businesses for 31 years. That's 31 years of serving Southeastern Mass and Rhode Island. Whether it's residential or commercial, Highland Fence's reputation is second to none. Remember, quality counts at Highland Fence. Call Highland Fence at 508-678-4650. 508-678-4650.
Life around here can be hard. Money's tight, unemployment's high, and sometimes opportunity seems too far away. You work hard and often. At times, you might not have the time or the energy to fight. The insurance companies in corporate America have endless resources and their pockets are full, and they don't fight fair. That's why when it comes to your legal matters, you need someone who's fought them and won over and over again. Someone who's going to take it personally, not get intimidated, not get bullied or pushed around for an early or unjust settlement. My record is proven. The results are clear. Let me and my firm fight for you when you need it most.
At Excel Recycling, we want to turn your trash into cash today. That's right, cash money immediately for your old appliances, old automobiles, metal wire, and scrap salvage. Excel has 3 locations in the South Coast. 17 Hill Road in New Bedford, 37 Charlotte White Road in Westport, and 15 Ridge Hill Road in Asona. Nobody will pay you more than Excel. At Excel Recycling, we want to turn your trash into cash. Come see us again at 17 Hill Road in New Bedford, 37 Charlotte White Road in Westport, and 15 Ridge Hill Road in Asona.
KB Glass Company can cover all your needs. Commercial, residential, storefronts, glass replacements, custom showers, and mirrors. Whether it's for your business or your home, KB Glass is your one-stop shop for all your glass needs. Call KB Glass at 508-677-7179 or 401-639-2716.
My house and my property are the biggest investment that my husband and I have ever made. That's why, after a bad storm destroyed our deck, I called Gemini Home Improvement. They gave us a fair estimate, were professional, and most importantly, they did a great job. I highly recommend Gemini Home Improvement. If you are looking to fix your roof, vinyl siding, or decking, call Gemini Home Improvement.
Call Gemini Home Improvement at 401-309-7092. That's 401-309-7092. They make your vision come true. It's what they do. Gemini Home Improvement.
Last segment? Last segment?
Let's play it by ear.
Need that piss.
Welcome, everybody, to Mike Henry's podcast, City Quinfenos, 108 stitches. If you want to know the reason, it's not because he grew up in New Bedford. It's because there's 108 stitches in the baseball. Joined by the mad genius, Dana Connor,
Yes.
and my man Brian Damaris. Boston Brian,
Podcast City.
as they've talked about.
108, baby.
Well, we've talked about baseball. Now it's time to switch gears a little bit. Okay. Did anyone see that Celtics game last night? Did anybody watch it? That was not a foul on Marcus Smart.
I didn't see it, but I watched the highlights, and I didn't think it was a foul.
I mean, to make a foul to change the outcome of the game is one thing referees usually stay away from. What is the creed for referees at all levels?
Don't be noticed.
Don't be the story of the game.
Don't be noticed, and then you're good.
After the game. But a colossal breakdown by the Celtics, okay? But for some reason, I feel good about them tonight, shorthanded, because I think this team does a good job circling wagons, and I think they are all the oars in the water. I think they're going in the right direction. There's no iron team, okay? But there's a few in Kyrie, in Irving, okay? And, you know, there's a country song out there by Garth Brooks. Thank God for unanswered prayers. And thank God we did not sign Kyrie Irving to a max contract for 10 years. We would be hostage right now. Once again, the professional basketball player that plays 60 games a season has bailed out on his team again.
He has.
And hold on one second, Dave.
Right.
And the development of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum would have never happened if the ball-dominant, selfish Kyrie Irving would have been with the Celtics today.
Are we concerned about Kemba with his knee?
Well, yeah, load management. You know something.
I mean, he's a huge player for them.
I think Mark Cuban may have it right, and I don't want no Trumpist to call me out or anything. But when do you say, like, Kevin Durant is talking about playing for the Olympics?
Well, how can you do that when you haven't played in the NBA?
And they paid you all that money.
So you're going to go play in the Olympics after you haven't played in the NBA for what's it been, a year plus now?
And I think, I mean, for the love of country, I get it. But do we have to send the Kemba Walkers and the Jason Tatums to play in China in some preliminary bullshit matchup?
Oh, okay.
I mean, that could be the reason why. I mean, he's a little banged up now.
All right, so Kemba played 30 minutes in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
When he's been sitting out for the Celtics since, besides last night, and apparently he's out again tonight. So
it's admirable.
All right,
That Kemba Walker wants to play.
I love his game.
Ed Rodriguez, there was a situation at the Tavern shootout one time, and there's some high-profile young players around this area, and they're all playing big D1 schools right now. Okay, and one of them wasn't going to play against the sneaker elite team that we bring in, and Coach Rodriguez to me said it best, and my father used to say the same thing: play is play. Okay. Play is play. It's your responsibility, okay, as a GM or as a owner to try to say, hey, listen, man, we might need to pull this back a little bit, you know? And Kemba playing 30 minutes in the All-Star game, Kemba playing overseas this year, could eventually come back and hurt the Celtics. But how do you say no to your country? I was never blessed to put a USA basketball uniform on, even in developmental leagues. Quinn, I'm not sure, and if you've ever represented your country,
Never.
I mean, it's something that I wish I was able to do. But when these teams have the mother load invested in you, is it right? I mean, I can see the Olympics bringing our best, but in these qualifiers and other stuff, I mean, do we really need to have our primetime players there?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we
didn't win anyway.
We struggled in the Pan Am Games this year, but that notwithstanding, I think that they need to spread it out amongst other players in order to
Why not send rookies? Why not send rookies? The days of the college kids are gone,
But,
obviously.
but now overseas, these European players, these professional leagues, they're NBA talent. I mean,
No, you cannot take them for granted.
they're very good.
Spain is very good.
Especially playing the international rules. It's a different game.
Sure.
And they're so much better at it than we are.
Yeah. They are. So, I mean, do we find that balance? Is it imperative that every time USA basketball goes into a tournament that they win? It's not that for me.
Well, if you're a United States citizen, it's imperative. I mean,
I am. Last time I checked.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know about any USA team that's ever gone into any competition. We're not trying to win the gold or win it all.
But I didn't say trying to. I say, is it imperative
Well, I think it's imperative.
that we win? If you are,
Especially in basketball.
if you got 40 million to Dirk Nowitzki or Luka Doncic, and he's playing like a crazy international schedule, I'd be pissed off.
Right.
I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, but it ain't your money.
Right.
And that's why Mark Cuban has a problem with it.
Let me take the flip side to that.
Okay.
So then why not go back to college players?
Because college basketball, let me ask you a question. You tell me 10 college,
you
tell me 10 college basketball
and
players
done.
playing college basketball
and
right
done.
now. You can't do it.
No.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, I could name the starting five on every top team in the country.
Yeah.
If you
Am I right or wrong?
If
Q?
you go way back
you're absolutely right.
to the Georgetown, Patrick Ewing, Pearl Washington,
Sure. The Big East
Chris
going age, yeah.
Mellon, those days, that it was
Jordan.
awesome.
And you're going to remember something too, Michael. Those kids stayed in college for 3-4 years.
Exactly.
So, a lot of kids
Yeah,
who
it's
are
a different
playing,
structure now.
a lot of kids who are in the NBA right now, who are 19, 20, 21, would be in college and playing on
Yeah.
those Olympic teams.
Jason
You know,
Tatum would be in
like
college
like
right now.
Zion Williamson would be a sophomore at Duke. He would be on that USA team.
Absolutely. No, hold on, one second there. So, do you have a problem with the way it's structured? Where they have to do 1 year now? Okay.
I think they should come out of high school. Let them make their money.
Sure. If a 14-year-old gymnast can make money or a golfer, why can't a basketball player?
Let them make their money. Let them if they're good enough to play in the NBA, coming out of high school, a la Kobe,
Yeah.
Garnett.
Yeah.
I mean, the list is long, but not that long. But let them make their money.
Okay. All right. So
It's a right to work issue.
All right. So college baseball. If you sign at say, like Wake, like Shu did,
Yeah.
all right. So you have to stay there for 3 years before you can be draft eligible.
Yeah.
All right. So of course you can get drafted out of high school and go right to the pros, which is a good option. But why is it different? That's my question. Why is it different for different sports?
Because I think for every Kobe Bryant, and I agree with you, I think it should be right to work for every Kobe Bryant.
Ken Griffey.
There was 10 horror shows.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Absolutely.
more.
Well, we're not talking about the ones who haven't made it. I mean, the list is a lot longer.
Ronnie Fields. I mean, we go on and on.
There's a lot of first picks, first round
that flop.
that we don't even know where they at, what they're doing right now.
Michael Olowokandi.
Yep.
Greg
Yeah.
Oden. We go on
Greg
and
Oden.
on
Yeah,
and
you're
on
right.
and on.
There's far more than people like Kobe. Again, Kevin Garnett.
All right, so if they don't come out after their first year, do we make them stay to their seniors? Do we kind of do it like baseball? We have to have 3 years of service.
To me, just as a growth thing, and to get 3 years of college under your belt, and just growing up as a young man, I don't know. Is there a price on that?
Well, I'll tell you a price. Remember the 30-30 with the Fab Five, Michael?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Jalen Rose told a story when they were all at Michigan. They were making a run through the tournament. They were at, and I forget what he said, McDonald's.
It was Chris Webber. Who's
Well, they were all together.
yeah.
And
His
they
picture was on the bag.
They came out of a restaurant which they all had about $6 on them.
Yeah, good.
And they looked across the street, and all their jerseys were in
For
the
sale.
store
They
for about $65, $70.
They didn't have enough for. They didn't even have enough for.
They didn't have enough for
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
You have to pay these kids. They're making so much money for these universities. I tell you, the biggest mob family in the country right now.
NCAA.
NCAA.
Without question.
It's not even 5. It's not even close.
They are indentured servants.
It's not the Gambinos.
Yeah.
It's not the Lucchese family. It's the NCAA.
Get it, Q. Get it, Q. You hear me? Tell Rudy Giuliani to bring the RICO indictment on the NCAA. If you were really looking for a crook, if you're really looking for a crook, add up the money John Gotti made and add up the money the NCAA has made, okay? And you tell me who's getting over.
The national cartel against athletes.
Where'd you come up with that one, big boy?
That was pretty good, B.
That was the national cartel against athletes. I hear you, brother. Anyway, the Celtics can win tonight. They I believe.
Against Cleveland?
We're down 3 guys.
Yeah, I mean, no Kemba, no Hayward, no Brown, right?
Listen, just like I said earlier, you're still gonna roll it out there.
Yeah,
you're still gonna play.
yeah,
You're still gonna play the game, and so who's to say somebody's not gonna have a big game? Langford's gonna have a big game. Well, who's to say? We don't know. I mean, there's not many Mike Herons out there, but
Thank God.
Anybody could have a big game.
Yeah. I mean, do we believe in the Celtics team?
Yes, I do.
I
do too.
absolutely do.
Why though?
I love that team.
I think they have 4. Listen, I keep on hearing, like I listen to EI, and I keep on hearing from people that the Celtics, they can't go to the finals, they can't win, and I keep on. I mean, I play basketball. I mean, but I keep on looking at their team. They have 4 guys that can score 25, 30 in one night. 4 of them.
Yeah.
Kemba, Tatum, Brown, and Hayward. Say what you want about Hayward. He can come out and score 28.
And Marcus Smart should be defensive player of the year.
The problem with it,
and Tyson's really improved.
but the problem with the Celtics is they don't have that 6th or 7th, 8th man that can come out and score 16 or 18. But still, they have 4 guys. And tell me, Michael, tell me one team. Tell me one other team. You can start with the Lakers. You can go down to the Clippers. Tell me one other team with 4 guys that can come out and score 30. Four.
You can't. You can't. But it's going to be about the evolution of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Are they ready? Now, talent-wise, we have that answer. But what are they going to do? Do they have that dog in them? Tatum just started showing me he's got that dog in him. Because his skills, his potential, and his skill set is off the charts. But does he have that dog in him that Larry Bird had, that Dennis Johnson had, that Cornbread Maxwell had, that Michael Cooper and Kurt Rambis and Magic Johnson? Does he have that dog in him? Okay?
I believe he
to
does.
Win at 22.
I believe he does, and I believe him and Jaylen Brown have stepped up their game to a different level. A top level in the league. You saw what LeBron put out. This boy's a problem about Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We know how talented he is, but does he? Does he have that dog in him?
I believe he does. I believe he definitely has that dog in him. I think Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Hayward, Marcus Smart is just a guy who makes plays. And Kemba's
I would say you can call me crazy. I would take Kemba Walker over Irving any day of the week.
Any day and twice on Sunday. Any day and twice on Sunday.
Maybe 3 times on Sunday.
They never would have developed that young talent if they had that pig, Kemba Walker, pounding the ball, looking to get his. Basketball is a game that's very difficult to play when you have a ball-dominant point guard.
They have a lot of options on the Celtics. Brown, Tatum, Hayward.
As a matter of fact,
they have a lot of options. So when you have a point guard like Irving who wants to be the main show, and let me tell you something. I don't know if someone told Irving this, but point guards don't win NBA championships.
No.
Now, when he won with he won with Cleveland. There's no debate about that.
Shot.
But there was a guy by the name of LeBron on his team.
Exactly.
Point guards don't win NBA championships.
No, they don't.
Kemba is the perfect point guard for the Celtics, by far.
Without question. He's more worried about the W than the stat sheet.
Kemba's a team player, and he makes everybody else around him better because he shares the ball.
Sure. So, Celtics go into the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes.
Yes.
I think Toronto doesn't scare me. They don't have the option anymore with Kawhi that left. They're still a good team, but man, listen. I think if they can get a couple wins and a couple of rounds and go on and maybe play Milwaukee, right? Because I mean, Giannis is he's a total beast, and they got a couple other good players on that team. But I like our chances in a 7-game series with Milwaukee. I really do. We have 4 kids who can put numbers up, and
hard to defend.
Listen, I like our chances.
And let Milwaukee foolishly chase that 70-win plateau. Because there's one thing we know, Golden State was much more talented. They may run out of gas. We want to talk about a load management. If I'm Milwaukee, I got load management, a little bit of load management on the Greek Freak too, because if he hits the deck or he gets injured, it's a wrap, Jack.
They're not the same team.
And let me tell you something else. Was it Chicago in our time, Mike? Like 91, 92 when they won, when they were like maybe
96.
72 and 10 or something like that.
72 and 10.
Yeah.
Listen, Giannis is a freak. We get it. MVP. I know that.
Yeah. Not according to James
Milwaukee Bucks and the '96 Chicago Bears is not. They're not even close.
2 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you heard James Harden talk the other day, he's the best player in the game, and he's very good, no doubt.
But you know what?
Oh, he's exceptional.
He's soft. Let me know how well he's doing in the playoffs.
There you go. There is an unchecked box with James Harden. It's like Game 7, back against the wall. Where are you, Jack? I think he's the most entertaining player to watch in the NBA.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something right now. In the playoffs, when guys start taking charges and guys start shutting things down, and when things go bad,
He goes south.
does he have the balls to fight and get his team to victory? We haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of small ball.
He's got Westbrook with him, and I love Westbrook's game.
I'm a big fan of small ball. I think it's a great time. I think he is a tough guy. But I think this is a glory age for the NBA. And I know a lot of people like to hate on the NBA, okay? But when you look at the talent from Luka Doncic, okay?
Love him.
You look at the talent of Jimmy Butler and the Greek Freak and James Harden and Westbrook and LeBron and Anthony Davis and Kawhi and all these great players doing their thing, man. I'm looking forward to the NBA playoffs. That is for sure. Listen, no big news. We got the half-hour notes, but it's just been a great night here at the Valley Top Tavern for sure. Open Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. $4 cheese pizzas on Wednesday. Thursday, $10 burgers and brews. Sunday brunch, 1 to 12. It is the food and hospitality option of the Allendale Country Club. Come by and check it out. You definitely will not be disappointed. For 108 stitches, for my brother from another mother,
Podcast City.
Quinn Fenno, Dana, Brian.
Podcast City,
We're out.
baby.
Peace.
We are
Thank you.
Podcast City.
We're out of here.